मॉर्निंग, अभिनंदन, आभार। मैं आस्था पांडे आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ इस शो कैंडिड टॉक्स पे, which is presented by Mrs. Himangi Sinha, founder of Arjun Foundation, and Dr. Gyaneshwar Mule, founder of Moment of Positivity and the current president of NHRC. Arjun Foundation and Moment of Positivity is working together to create a world which is led by humanity. Before moving further, I would like to introduce you to the co-host of the show, Miss Nidhi.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here, Astha. And obviously, Mrs. Himangi Sinha and Mr. Gyaneshwar. A great thanks to them for giving me this opportunity.
Your voice is not clear. Your voice is not coming. You're mute.
Am I audible?
Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. तो जैसा कि किसी ने सही कहा था कि कामयाबी हासिल करने की कोई उम्र नहीं होती, और आज हमारे बीच है इसकी मिसाल, प्रियंबरा छेत्री. She was awarded with Governor's Medal in 2020 and was also chosen as the best cadet in RD Parade 2020 because of her excellent performance in NCC. And today we are going to have a candid talk session with her. Welcome, Priyambara.
Thank you so much. It means a lot, like joining you in this platform. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. And you?
Okay, I'm great. I'm great. I'm very excited for this session. Okay, so Priyambara, my first question for you is that what inspired you to join NCC? As in, what was your start? And now, how does it feel to achieve so much in your life in such a young age?
Well, since a very young age, I had been like inspired by, like joining in defense. बहुत अच्छा लगता था मेरे को, like watching people in uniform, especially women in uniform. बहुत ही like अच्छा लगता था, and it gave me a strong feeling, So since a very young age, मैंने like scouts and guides भी join किया था. So तभी मैंने सोचा था कि like when I grow up, when I get into college, NCC करूँगी and stuff. So I don't know, like I saw people doing it, and मेरे को ऐसे like inspiration मिला. फिर slowly I came to know about the organization, and उसके like perks, like everyone has some goal. So it was like quite helpful for my goal, like for my future. It seemed helpful, so इसीलिए मैंने try किया. And about the achievement, it's been like awesome. It like hard work जो करना पड़ा था, it all was really sweet. And yeah, it feels like I'm glad that at least मेरे parents को जितना भी मैंने तंग किया है आज तक, like थोड़ा like I have paid them back, So
So sweet.
ऐसा ही think that's it. Like that's been my inspiration, and all the achievements, जितना भी है, I hope थोड़ा और करूँगी. That's it.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. Okay,
आपके कोई
तो
फैमिली में से कोई एनसीसी में था, या और यू ड्रू इंस्पिरेशन बाय जस्ट वाचिंग पीपल?
Yeah, by watching people, मेरे like siblings, I don't really have anyone like that. So ऐसे ही देखा था बचपन से, like parade ground में, So ऐसे ही inspiration मिला.
Great to know.
तो प्रियंबरा, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एनसीसी गर्ल एंड अ गर्ल हु इज लीडिंग अ नॉर्मल लाइफ? दोनों में क्या अंतर है? आपको कौन सी चीजें आपने मिस करी, या फिर आप कौन सी चीज को लेकर प्राउड फील करते थे? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस एक नॉर्मल लड़की में और एक एनसीसी लड़की में?
Well, मैंने कुछ miss नहीं किया है, I think so. Like all the fun that I had, you know, uh, the difference will be that we can cope in any kind of situation, you know, like camps में like जो भी मिला हमको, like जो भी जैसे भी मिलता था उसमें हम लोग like we used to stay, and I think we learned a lot, you know, like normally, like leading a normal life is like staying inside within the comfort zone. NCC में ना, like we got a taste of moving out of that zone. So I think like it gives a lot of strength and opens up our mind, because जैसे like journey, I had the journey experience. I met various people, you know. I had like the blissfulness, the, you know, like moments and pleasures of meeting so many people, and of like men, like people in uniform, and also like, you know, many teachers were added in my life. So I think like NCC may, you know, like we learn to be equal, like we compete with everyone. So, and we learn the thing called unity and discipline, you know, like unity and discipline. If there's no unity, I think in NCC it's going to be real tough. So अगर you being a girl, you are in NCC, तो आपको ये कोप करना पड़ेगा कि, you know, like घर पे जो भी है वो घर पे ही छोड़ के जाना पड़ता है, you know, like when you are in parade ground, and like there are people pushing you, and at the end of the day you won't remember anything but to like rest. So you get the knowledge that nothing is important, and you can push yourself to the limit. So as a girl, you know, when we are questioned that questioned upon, you know, physical strengths, and that is very naive. So मेरे को लगता है कि like हम answer कर पाते हैं यहाँ पर. There is no one questioning us when we are on the parade ground, questioning us on behalf that we are a girl, you being a girl, like you being a boy, wo nahi bola jata. So that is pleasurable. So we learn to compete. I think that's the difference, that people in NCC are more confident and girls are really competitive, you know. Awesome friends they are.
Great.
Okay, hope I answered
Yeah. You
to
have
the point.
mentioned several times now what has fascinated you throughout the journey, but can you again mention to us क्या ऐसा specific है NCC में जो अभी तक आप you aspire, like you totally fascinate about the whole journey?
Well, I think I'm here because of NCC itself. Like I'm talking to you people because of NCC itself. So it's given me a lot of things, and like whole journey, mein, the people, like the amount of people I've met, I think that's the greatest treasure for me. I've met so many people, and I've learned so much, and you know, I think the
Yeah.
journey taught me that the thing that I was lagging in between, I was demotivated and stuff, you know. I got back my motivation, and I saw through my laziness. I think somewhere, you know, once you join college and all things become real monotonous at times. So that was
Yes, it does.
broken. That was broken. Yeah. और फिर जो camps में जाके, you know, like I got the hardworking spirit inside me that was burned again. So I think, you know, like a journey mein, I all the things that from the starting it was really tough. Hard work बहुत करना पड़ा था, and I had to do my studies, and I had to, you know, like give all the exams and assignments were there, because you know, like I was excused till some point. Attendance वगैरह तो like I had like my college did help me in that, but assignment and stuff, and I had my exams. So like was beach, no, I had a lot of stressful moments, honestly, you know. And journey us वक्त I had to, you know, like sacrifice my sleep and resting time also. So I think, you know, that was really enlightening to me. So it gave me back my spirit of fighting, and gave me back the zeal of, you know, like achieving my ambition, which was kind of getting lost because of all the chaos around us. So I think that's it. The journey has been a different level in my life.
ओके,
Okay.
ग्रेट। तो प्रियंबरा, आजकल सोशल मीडिया का हम सब पे एक अलग ही इन्फ्लुएंस है, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम द इन्फ्लुएंस, इट्स आल्सो प्रोवाइडिंग अ ग्रेट प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर ऑल द people to show their talents off, right? So, what are your thoughts about social media? And here, if I talk about my area where I live in, it has a huge impact. So, is it same there also? And what are your thoughts about this social media?
Well, I think we are at the most connected, era of human history. So I won't say
True.
so, like, bad. And we are in the generation that everyone is into social media, one or the other. And I think, yeah, it has a great impact in our society. It's same everywhere because there are 4.8 billion users worldwide of just social media. So we can see that it is the same everywhere. I think till a certain point it has a really positive impact, but then it is also adding for our generation, uh, for people of our age, like the age that we are in, the young age. We get easily swayed, और हमारा वो जो mood fluctuation and all हमारे desires जो होते हैं, it gets swayed because of social media, I think. और हमारे जो expectations होते हैं, like it is, I think the online world is not real at all. Like people will exaggerate whatever they have and put it there. So I think like it is pressing us to become who, like people who don't exist. Like our desires are getting pushed away, and it is also adding up stress and depression, I guess. And also like there is yearly growth of 13%, and it is really astonishing. I mean, like people are using social media in really, like in various ways. I don't say that it is
True.
really negative, because I've been a social media user also. But I believe that we should curb the use in certain ways. I think we should like educate our younger generation with the cons of it. So all the like there are also things like harassment, cyber crimes and stuff. It's growing, intensifying. So I think like it's becoming a critical agenda, and we should have like wider discussions over it. So I think that's it.
Yeah, as you
I think I
rightly
answered.
mentioned, yeah, you did. As you rightly mentioned, right, you mentioned that even when we look at the positive side, we have too many positives of social media. But yeah, उसके साथ साथ negative भी आता ही है. I was
Yeah.
also like, I would like to have your opinion on, अभी बहुत ज़्यादा claims बढ़ गया है towards a threat to freedom of expression. Every day there
Yes.
is an article or something in newspaper, editorial or anything जो बताता है कि हाँ, there's a rising threat to freedom of expression. So we would like to know your say on it.
Well, freedom of expression, I think that is the most, like precious jewel that we humans have, like the right to, like the freedom of expression. And obviously, there are many misuses, like when we say freedom of expression, I think many people misunderstand it. Like, like critics, they take out different, they misinterpret the thing. But then I
Read into
think,
the system.
like, yes, when we say that ये important है, doesn't mean that you use it to hurt someone. So, like, there is a video, there's a speech by is a professor, Ramachandra Guha, I guess we are known to him. Like, like that video was so hitting, and I really like that. So, like, I recommend you both to watch it if you haven't already.
Sure.
So, like it is freedom of expression. It, like there are many articles and laws made against um, like publication of various writings and books and films. like at some point it is fine to take out some negative parts written or like shown, but then here what is happening is I think there's a bit of domination and misuse of power that is going on, and we are being like a lot of information is being extracted out so that people won't be able to protest in a way that they should. And it is going to be a really bad society if we are not being able to keep our opinions, and the society becomes really monotonous. So अगर हम ये freedom of expression का बात कर रहे हैं, तो I think there's a quote by Mahatma Gandhi that I think that's the only quote I remember on it. He had said that a man or a woman, that was modified later on, a man or a woman must have that freedom of expression, but unless, and I'm not right quoting it directly, I forgot the same word, unless it is physically hurting someone. So I think that more or less explains what freedom of expression should be like. um that's it, I think. I am very
Yeah,
like
yeah. People have
getting it,
now.
not getting the exact words to say.
Yeah, people need to draw a line to what they speak and how they speak.
Right.
Yeah,
Somewhere
exactly.
line has to be drawn. Yeah.
Yeah, it directly connects to like social media. That's what happened. That's what's happening in social media. अगर हम देखें तो like there are so many aspects to it. Like जो चीज दिखाना चाहिए, it's not getting much views, and like stuffs that are of not so much of importance, like those are being displayed so much, and it is having a really negative impact on our society. So I think like it should be taken up as a real issue, a definitive issue that we should discuss over, like being the young generation, because I think we will be the change somehow. I expect a lot from like the world that will come with us.
Yeah, I think actually जो कस्टमर्स मांगता है वही उनको फीड होता है. तो अपन मीडिया को ज्यादा ब्लेम कर रहे हैं, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी कस्टमर्स आर डिमांडिंग इट.
Exactly.
उनको
Yeah,
कंज्यूमर्स आर डिमांडिंग.
hmm.
कंज्यूमर्स आर
Actually,
डिमांडिंग उस जो बहुत ज्यादा
exactly.
कंट्रोवर्शियल चीजें हो, एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज गेटिंग मोस्ट लाइक व्यूज एंड represented and it's being shown around all around the world. It's not only we only target the media कि वो गलत दिखा रहे हैं या उनका representation गलत है, but it's both ways, I feel.
That's
No,
both
you are
ways.
absolutely right. I mean, actually आजकल ऐसा हो गया है that we all know that India is the country who has the most youth population, right? And आजकल कुछ, I'm not saying that everything is negative, but some or the other way कई बार लोगों की सोच सिर्फ entertainment तक, limit हो जाती है, that they just need some gossip,
Exactly.
they just need some entertainment, they just need to, be nosy about other people's life. But what the problem
Exactly.
is that they are not willing to know something which can bring change, a positive change in the society. तो जो सोशल मीडिया पे जैसा कि हम बात कर रहे हैं, द क्रिएटर्स आर मेकिंग थिंग्स व्हिच ऑडियंस विल लाइक. So audience has to change their perspective of seeing things.
Yes, both
Is
ways
they
thing
shouldn't
work
just
करेगी तभी.
बिल्कुल, they shouldn't just limit it to entertainment. There are a lot other things which we need to take care about. So you both are right in this case. So, Priyambara, I wanted to ask you that as I have heard and read about that you are a multi-talented girl and you took part in every co-curricular activities, be it debates, be it speeches, dance, music, everything. तो उसका सबसे बेसिक चीज कि क्या कभी you faced stage fear? Did you ever get camera conscious? Because most of the people face. So आपने कभी ऐसा महसूस किया?
Yeah, of course I did. Like everyone does. Like I had since a very young age. Okay, I still remember my first performance. I think it was a storytelling competition. Okay, like that was the first time that I had faced such a huge crowd, and I was in the primary section. So like even the high school section and like whole school was there. That was the first time that I was getting so much exposure. I was so nervous at that time. I think that is the worst that I've felt. And but I think I love to go on stage. So obviously it gives a kind of a feeling, like I feel really bad if it's been a long time that I haven't faced, it gets into the habit. I think it is very important because it changes a person's outlook. When you learn to face people, you also like gain a lot of like curiosity. You want you want to be someone like people are looking up to. Like they think whenever a person is confident, they think that they know they have much knowledge. Well, I am like, that is what people think. And
Yeah.
when people expect, you strive to become better. So I think you should that was what I learned. I had a bad stage fear again when I was performing a song. Like I think when I do speeches and all, I'm a bit more confident. But when I perform like songs and stuff, it's really nerve wracking sometimes. So yeah, of course, the stage fear is something that is very normal, but it should not like stop you from going ahead, moving forward. It will eventually like fade.
Subside.
So yeah, it will subside with
How
time.
did you
So you should
do it?
not stop.
I mean, did you have some agenda before going to the stage or facing the camera? Do you have some philosophy, or do you have that secret mantra which I think we all do, that you can do it, you can do it, you can do it? Do you have something like that?
Yeah, of course. Like I would be like I would like press my thumb inside my hand, and I would try not to, like I would try not to smile, because if I smile, it would look very awkward, and I sometimes make
So cute.
mistake. And yeah. So I think as I started to grow up and started to face more people, it subsided. It did, but sometimes it would become prominent, especially when we are not prepared. When we are called all of a sudden, like
Yeah, like
so.
activities.
Yeah, I guess you people have felt that too. Get so tensed up, and you'll be thinking like, yeah, what I do is I say to myself that just forget it, just say whatever you want to, just forget it. So I'll be like, it's okay. Sometimes we can be foolish, we can be stupid, but
Yeah.
whatever I just say to myself that just forget it. बस जो होगा देखा जाएगा, and I just go on. So that's how I cope with my stage fear usually. I think
Okay.
it's best to not stress yourself by practicing again and again at the last
Hmm.
moment.
Exactly.
Okay, I think no session, no talk, or no interview in these times can go without having a question on COVID-19 or
Yeah.
coronavirus. So, my question is, what do you think this coronavirus? Obviously, this COVID has turned the world upside down, and there are lessons. And what are the some important lessons you think are very important one which the world should never forget?
Um, that we are still vulnerable to something, like we humans aren't the strongest. If I think, like our as we have come to this age where technology is everything, but at this, in the past year, last year, we learned that our technology isn't sufficient. Like
Is it exactly?
there are stronger forces. Um, I think we could have been in a better position if we had stayed with natural resources. We had stayed close to the nature. Our like what's that called? our immunity would have been stronger and more adaptive, I think. So I think that's the lesson that we should learn. Like हर चीज में we seem to depend on one thing, and generally we just don't rely on, whenever we are given some instruction, we don't focus on it unless it comes upon it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I like even you have you must have seen in your areas. मेरे यहाँ पर like no one was literally agreeing to the fact that something is happening, like that is bad and
Yeah,
stuff. They had
very
not realized the danger of it. I think we
mm,
should learn to, yeah, we should learn to help each other as well. Like we don't seem to understand the other person's problem also. And that's that was very prominent, I think. Like whenever someone was in trouble, only then, like जब पड़ोस वाले को COVID हो जाए, तो like everyone was kind of victimizing them. It was so bad to, obviously they were like, after days of the quarantine was over and stuff, they were still, like scared of them. But uske आगे कुछ भी नहीं था. Like they were not, even then they were not taking anything. I think that, that's what we need to learn from here, is to just agree with something and to stay, healthy and fitness and stuff. We have gone into an age where we show so much, and exposure and stuff, and but we are not, we are not just doing something for our immunity and stuff and fitness and stuff. All those things are lagging behind. So I that's there are many things that we need to learn from this pandemic. It's
yeah,
like it
very.
won't and then it won't, yeah. I
Yeah,
just, I'm worried that this vaccine won't work. I literally am worried that there will be a new trade coming on, new strain coming on.
Yeah.
even I'm worried. I'm more worried about duplicates entering in the market. I don't know. I have this phobia that duplicates might enter and people will feel like they are vaccinated, but in reality they'll not be vaccinated. So my major concern is duplicates entering in the market. Um,
True.
do we have you with us?
Okay. So next, Priyambara, I wanted to ask that the most prominent issue, which is with youngsters, is that I think it's my personal opinion that somewhere or the other they are mentally a bit weak. बिकॉज एंड इट कैन बी प्रूव्ड एज लॉकडाउन में कई लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा एनजाइटी हुई थी एवरी वन लाइक आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल सफर्ड फ्रॉम डिप्रेशन जस्ट बिकॉज दे कुडंट गेट आउट ऑफ द हाउस राइट एंड कोई भी चीज़ होती है यार लिटिल फेलियर दे फेस इन लाइफ दे गेट डिप्रेस्ड एंड suicide is the only option then they have in their hand. तो आपका क्या मानना है about this depression first because of the lockdown and the suicide which today's youngsters commit कोई भी छोटी बात पे if any failure अगर fail हो गए एग्जाम में तो suicide कर लिया they just want a reason to do it तो आपके क्या ख्याल है उस पे
Sorry, Asta, like your voice was really cracking. And
okay so should I repeat my
is it
question
because of my network or?
I uh, should I repeat my question if you didn't heard it Priyambara
Yes, please.
Yeah, I was asking that what do you think about depression and suicide among younger generation nowadays?
Well, yeah, depression and suicide. Am I audible? My network.
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yes,
can
you are.
hear you.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, depression and suicide. It has become a real, when we think about when we speak about depression and all, it becomes a it is very underrated. Like people use it when use the term when they are not supposed to use it. So like it has become very underrated, and I think it is very real. And yes, of course, it is prominent in our age, in people of our age. Like in their teenage and early 20s,
Yeah,
specifically because we've got a lot of expectations. Like we are
exactly.
being yeah, we are being put at a edge of something, and we are being expected so much, but we've got so much to cope with. Like the world is like it's like like they are looking upon it for something that we are struggling. And it is really sad to see that according to a survey in 2018, like suicide had become the second most like prominent reasons for death among the younger age. It was among 10 to 35. It was really heartbreaking to see such a like a rate. Something. Hello, am I
Yeah, you
audible?
can continue.
Yeah, yeah, you are
Yeah, okay.
audible.
And I think like like depression thing, it is something that we should speak more about, and we should be like it should be added in something like moral like those value education classes, and although
Yeah,
like we have that, I think it should be added in that mentoring and stuff. It should be done because it is becoming even more prominent as years pass by. And like I think you people, like since we are more or less in the same age, I think you have felt it at a certain point. Like it is real, and depression and
true,
all
true.
is real. And
Yeah,
we never know the situation of a person, like unless we really look into them. Like they don't really seem to share, we don't really become friends with them. And in our generation, like the loneliness and all those feeling alone, like it is becoming more evident. We can see it so much, though we are so connected with each other, but like very less is being shared.
mm,
And like we humans are social animals, social beings. We cannot survive without being social. So I think that is a natural response that our brain gives, like the depression and anxiety, and the feeling of loneliness. It is a mental illness. I think it should be normalized, spoken more about, and it should be treated as a serious thing, because like almost like we've seen so much cases around, and during this pandemic thing, like we didn't have so much access to our friends and all, and still we had so many things going on as a youth. Like we had that, we are at a like point of age where we are graduating from our college, and then we have to seek for a job, and we cannot just stay back, lay back, and then wait for the time to come. And even when we want to relax and have some like free time and all, there's something called like pressure in your mind, like you're wasting your time, and all those kind of alarms go on. It gives a wave of anxiety, stress, but sometimes it becomes so prominent because some people aren't as like strong as the other.
true.
So there should be like those sites and self-help sites, and all those like helplines and all should be more common. Like it should be more effective, and it should be like they should work on that thing, because if not, then I think our generation will suffer a lot from that, a lot from this depression and
True,
these things. It
true.
will be some kind of a wave going on, and it's not being stopped. I think you people have like seen and like face
Yeah,
some kind of situation like
exactly.
that.
I mean, You just mentioned
Yeah.
it in the first part of your answer that the main reason for depression is expectation. And you are, I should say, 1000% right. Because what happens is that we have such huge expectations from us that when we are not able to match up with it, we just stoop down in our own eyes. And that's the reason कि लोग बहुत ज़्यादा डिप्रेस हो जाते हैं. They are like जिंदगी खत्म हो गई अब तो. And this is the reason for the most general depression everyone suffers. And about the lockdown you mentioned, Priyambara, ki we were not able to communicate with our friends. I think this is a secret message from God that now you should be yourself mentally independent enough, emotionally independent enough that you can take care of yourself when you have nobody around. I think it's the need of the hour now. तो मुझे बहुत ही अच्छा लगा आपका आंसर. यू आर exactly right that expectations is the primary reason for depression and suicide. Very true. Niti?
Yes. Yes, I too feel the same way, the way you too feel. डिप्रेशन को नॉर्मलाइज करना उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है जितना अपन फीवर के लिए टेंशन ले लेते हैं कि
Yes.
फीवर आ गया है,
Very.
उतना ही अब डिप्रेशन को नॉर्मलाइज करना होगा, बिकॉज वरना विल सी सुसाइड्स एंड गॉड नोज व्हाट ऑल.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back, you come from Siliguri, right? So I wanted to know, do अभी भी क्या नॉर्थ ईस्ट के people feel alienated from the rest of the country? What is this current situation over there?
Can you
So
repeat it again?
yeah,
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 sure.
sure. I was asking you कि जो आप सिलीगुड़ी से आते हो, राइट? तो
Uh,
मुझे ये जानना था कि अभी भी वहाँ पर लोग एलियनेटेड फील करते हैं रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री से, या दे फील integrated with the rest of the country? What is the current situation?
well, yeah, this question is, like something that I would like to answer. Um, well, I'm originally from it's in Darjeeling. I'm originally from Darjeeling. Um,
Okay.
well, feeling alienated, of course, like it's something that has happened with most of us. It's really sad. It's really sad to face such a situation. When we are traveling and stuff, when we are not in our area, we are asked like, where are you from? And people like generally they treat us like, are you Indian and stuff, like not like me. I have I don't have a typical northeastern face.
Yeah, the features,
Like
the
my
face.
friends, like, yeah,
Yeah.
my friends, and they are like asked if they are Chinese and stuff, and they are harassed in a way that feels really bad. Like people, well educated people, like they are in a position that like they've acquired so much education, they are literate, and still they are questioning, like our like origin and stuff. It really feels bad.
Nationality, right?
Yeah, as if like people don't know the geography of India, almost like that, like. So what your question is like, I'm sad that it still exists, that the question is still being asked, that people are
Yes,
still
yes.
not aware in such time that we are connected to every part of the world, and people don't know about their own, fellow mates or own countrymen. So obviously, it is a really bad feeling. It gives a really bad, like feeling inside, and it lasts. So whenever people from our area whenever you're traveling, so you've got to be ready for something like that. So yeah, it's a bad thing that has become normal in like
Yeah,
inside us.
इंडिया
Yeah.
डाइवर्सिटी के साथ साथ कभी कभी डिवाइडेड भी उतना ही हो जाता है.
True.
I
um,
feel.
Very
yeah,
well.
true.
Very true.
like like कुछ लोग हैं जो डाइवर्सिटी को still like अपना नहीं पा रहे हैं, I guess. They still want to stay in their own community, and yeah, it's that is also about comfort zone only. And I think like NCC, like in NCC, I think that is what I felt good, that um, it gives a lot of national integration, importance to national integration. So yeah, that is also something that is really good about NCC and defense.
Okay.
Oh.
So Priyambara, my last question for you is, and it's the, I think, most common question again in our generation, and that is, what do you think about peer pressure? And क्या आपने कभी इसे experience किया है?
Um, well, peer pressure, yeah, it is both direct and indirect. Uh, yes, we know that. So, of course, I won't say that I have like felt that, but there it like a situation comes in that you cannot deny. Like it, if it even if it's not direct, like a situation comes up that where you cannot deny the, like whatever is being placed in front of you. So yeah, peer pressure. That's why whenever it's said, like you need to choose your friends or whatever, like you should be wise enough, like you should choose them wisely. um Obviously you are going, like everything is not in your hands, like sometimes our brain, like sometimes our mind, sometimes our heart, it gives in, like sometimes we are not so sensible, like that. Everything depends on that, like our age is the gateway to our, like future. So obviously peer pressure is something that pushes us further, like into being a good person, or somewhere we are losing ourselves. Sometimes we lose a great deal of ourselves in trying to like get inside a group or somewhere, trying to adjust ourselves in some at some places. So yeah,
Yeah,
peer pressure has many negative sides of it. Also, yeah, sometimes, like it is also a very good experience to do something that aren't so right, but still they give us good experience, something to like laugh about or something like that.
true. I mean, peer pressure is something which really affects people right nowadays, because what happens is that if your friend is doing something, he or she would expect you to do the same, and somewhere or the other you would have this mentality that okay, he or she is doing that thing, I think I should also do. And if what happens is, I will just give you a very small example, that if your friend is taking science, okay, and you are opting for humanities or commerce, you would be taunted. I didn't felt it, but I have seen people doing it. You would be taunted as, अरे इसने तो कॉमर्स ले लिया, अरे इसने तो ह्यूमैनिटीज ले लिया, इसमें थोड़ा कोई पढ़ाई होती है. So what happens sometimes is that we get very conscious and very nervous of our choices and of our decisions. And what happens after that is कि जो हमारा टैलेंट होता है, कई बार हम उसे नेग्लेक्ट कर जाते हैं, उसे इग्नोर कर जाते हैं, and then it just messes everything up. What do you think about it, Nidhi?
Even like most of the times I feel some things, I if I retrospect, like I feel कुछ चीजें मैं खुद ऐसे कर देती हूँ. Later I realize कि this is not what I actually wanted for myself. This
Yeah,
I've done to please
Exactly.
people actually. लोगों को please करने
Yeah,
के
we
लिए do
just get
certain things.
swayed.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
And yes,
प्रियम, कभी आपने ऐसे कभी कुछ फेस किया है आपकी लाइफ में, मतलब कुछ ऐसा था कि people are, you know, taunting you in some or the other way, मतलब वो तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते, I mean you have already achieved so much, but have they felt insecure with you, your friends, that she has achieved so much and they haven't, or not
Um,
to your level? Because sometimes, good people or talented people do get alienated. I have felt it amongst my peers.
well, then I'm really lucky to have really nice friends. Then, that I felt, haven't really felt that whatever you said. Okay, it's really bad. Like it's really sad that you are feeling, like such thing, like if you are being daunted for that. I've got really nice peers, I've got really nice mates, they encourage me a lot. Like I've been in a really healthy relationship with my friends then. Not very many of them, but whatever. Like is left, since childhood. We get lost, and a lot of friends get lost in the way. And they've been really supportive to me. But one thing that has felt really bad is, like, like, I felt really bad about that, is like, like, it came on social media and stuff, my all those things, whatever achievements I got. And the parents of my friends, they came across it, and they were scolding my friends because of that thing. And they were saying, like, no, she's done this, and when are you going to get, tum kab karoge, tum kya karoge, tum kaise karoge, and all that. And my friends were like really upset. They were saying that, like, तेरी वजह से ये सब सुनना पड़ा and all that, but they didn't mean it in a negative way, I know. uh,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think, that is really wrong of them to do. Like, to compare is really bad. That is also a real reason for the stress that we like face, the depression and stuff, because we are being compared to someone that is, like, we don't aspire, we don't have same desires, we don't have same dreams. So of course, like, if someone is comparing me to something that I don't want to, like, someone has achieved something and I don't want that at all, but still I'm being compared and harassed upon that, so it feels bad, like, it kind of remains in our mind. So I think that was, I felt wrong, just a message to all the parents that is wrong.
Okay, Asta, do we have time to ask few more questions?
yeah, yeah. You can go with your last.
Okay. This is bit to like a question to know more about you. What do you do in your pastime? If are you into reading? I
Yeah,
would
I
like to
am
know.
into.
So what was your last read and your current read?
um, the last novel that I read was Kafka on the Shore by Murakami. You have heard?
Mhm. Yes,
You've
yes,
read?
I've heard of it. No, I've not read, but
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
yeah, that is. And my present read is A Little Life, and A Little Life I would recommend you both strongly. And it is about the youth, the pressure, and all the. It's about depression and stuff only. Like, I haven't completed it, but so far it's been a really nice thing, and it is about friends of about our age, and they are competing to, they are struggling to get a job, and they are from all the strata of the society. So, like, yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah, in my past, like, whenever I'm free, I would prefer to read, or when I'm back at home in Darjeeling, maybe I go for hiking, and I go for walking, because it's got really beautiful natural places, and it is always, like, welcoming you to, like, view the scenes are really blissful. So I go out with my friends, we walk around, and I've got my friend, she's also like a reader. We both sit and read, listen to music, and I also play some music. So yeah, like,
Yeah, having a friend
we
who is into reading.
yes.
That's a
Sorry.
blessing.
No, I was just saying, having a friend into read who is also into reading adds a pleasure to
That's
the
a blessing.
journey of
Yeah.
reading, I think.
Exactly, like, to have friends, with same mentality and same, it's really pleasurable.
Okay then.
Okay. So are we done with the questions now? And
Anything
it was, yeah, yeah, Nidhi.
anything you would like to know, or anything you have to ask
Yeah,
us, or
right.
anything?
Well,
If
like, it has been an interactive session, so more or less, like, we've interacted. Uh, I would like to ask that any one of you, are you into reading?
yes, yes,
I
Uh,
am.
definitely.
oh yeah, that's really nice. So, well,
I'm that
like,
typical bookworm.
yes, do you think that, like, reading de-stresses our mind and all? Because like, I've recommended it to many people. Like, I feel that way. Whenever, like, whenever you're feeling anxious and stuff, I prefer reading. Like,
Yeah.
does it work with you people?
Yes, it definitely. I think it's my happy place sometimes, where
Yeah.
there's nothing about me. It's nothing about me. It's all about what's there in the book. I don't have to stress on what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. किसी और की जिंदगी चल रही है, उसके उसके बारे में पढ़ लो. It's about that. I
And I think that's the reason why books are called men's best friend. And
Yeah, it's
really,
correct.
because what happens is when you read a book, you only listen. And when you listen, you learn. And when you learn, I think it's very fresh, and it's a thing which I would love to do all day. मतलब अगर मुझे कोई book दे दो हाथ में, I would read it all day. I won't do anything else. So books, I really enjoy books company. Really, I do.
Yeah, I recommend you. My current read is Guilty Feminist. It's written by a comedian.
Yeah,
So I
I've heard
recommend
about
you.
that.
Yeah, she also has a podcast on Spotify.
Um,
Oh,
The name of
I
by the
mostly
name.
read the classic ones. Like I'm reading right now A Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I'm more into that. I'm old school girl. I'm more into some
Even I
classic
am
now.
like
repeat all
my
the
last
things and
my last read was Wuthering Heights. You must have heard about it.
Yeah, Emily Bronte and Stephanie Bronte.
Yes, yes,
The two
yes, yes,
sisters.
definitely.
Yeah. It's my one of the favorite. I love it.
Like it's like I've annotated half of the book.
Huh?
I go back and
True.
yeah, I go back and read again and again.
I think after
yeah, there are
Wuthering,
some books, you know, like
yeah,
you
you
read
you
it again and again, but you never get tired.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly, exactly.
Evergreen, evergreen. And Bronte sisters, they have some amazing writings. I
The
think
way
you
they
all
write
should.
is so
Yeah.
captivating.
And Leo Tolstoy, I think for me, is a god
And it
of
was,
novels. War and Peace, Anna Karenina, the way he can just describe a normal sunrise is just it just blows your mind. And you get
exactly.
spellbound while reading it. It's like just you and the book, and then there is nothing else.
Yeah, the imaginations that you get are, you know, like something that you want. I want,
Yeah,
like you feel like to paint it down, but sadly, you know, like I'm really
not
done
good
that.
painters.
Not at all. I
Yeah,
think, you know, like books should be. I think there should be more libraries around, you know,
yeah, public libraries, true.
public
And they should
libraries.
give free access.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah, yeah,
it broadens our mind so much, you know, like, because of all the like online stuffs that we are going through, like our attention span has decreased so much, you know, and so reading really restores whatever
exactly.
that
And
we have
I
lost.
heard of this amazing fact that in Ireland, the country Ireland, they have
Yeah.
these books kept freely on the roads because no one steals, and it's all free to read. And they have such huge and lots of books kept there. So I was really fascinated by hearing that fact.
We should have something like that in India too then.
Yeah, exactly. We need it actually. It's the need of the hour. Okay, so it was a lovely conversation, Priyambara. Thank you so much for being with us, and it was lovely to have you. And congratulations for all your achievements, and we wish you all the luck for the future. Thank you so much.
It was a
Thank you so
pleasure
much.
interacting with you.
Exactly. It was really pleasurable being a part of it, you know. Feels so
Pleasure's
good
all
to
ours.
talk. Again, I should say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I
thank
felt
you.
so.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
for joining us.
Pleasure is all mine for having me, for
Okay,
having me
and
here. And
yeah. And आखिर में, thank you to all our audience for joining us. I hope this conversation would have been a very fresh and interesting one for you. And अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो प्लीज़ इसे लाइक करें, शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल एंड हम इसी के साथ आपसे विदा लेते हैं। हम फिर मिलेंगे, तब तक खुश रहें, सुरक्षित रहें, आसपास प्यार बांटें। थैंक यू सो मच।